The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move. Always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. Studying the game in its entirety is the way to go. You have to develop all parts of your game. Oops, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. Here we go, we're off. And one of my favorite world champions of all time, Smyslov. When they don't fight for the e5 square like this, I definitely wish to go for it. Yeah, let's just do it. I always like to hit these London bishops with an Alekhine idea from his early days. Yeah, we can call this bluff. I have to move my king 2 squares to castle, by the way. Possibly this limits me in many, many, many other ways. Whoop. Let's not hang our stuff. See how many of these bishop pairs he would like to give up. Go ahead, make my day. Make my day. Hey, make my day. Hey. It could have been bad. Knight takes g6, bishop takes h2, check. King h1 and hg6 would have pounded me royally, it seems. So we're going to have to do some maintenance with the Spotify playlist, it appears. Maybe. Am I covered enough here?
Now words.
Thanks so much for subscribing.
Now words.
No words.
Said.
Hello there.
Namaste, buddy. How are you, Mon? Great to see you. Let's see what he's up to this way. Let's see what he's up to this way.
Now words.
Said.
I'm good just studying. Thought I could eat lunch and take a break.
Ah, but what are you studying? That sounds intriguing. Let's see what he gets. Let's see what he wants. He's gonna have to think.
Now words.
Said.
Networking for N certificate writing in APIRL.
Nice. Nice. That sounds excellent. Nice work, sir, if you can get it. I feel like I've played this game before. So Novell Plus. My original, by the way, was... Can I go in that direction? You gots. I don't even know if I can go in that direction. I'm just going to pretend as though whatever is happening to me is not happening to me. How about that? All right, fair enough. Let's see what we got here. If I get 3 pawns for my piece, I'll be so happy. Around his king, here come my pieces. Bishop, bishop, rooks and knights, here they come. He's gonna enjoy this position more than some. Is my singing worse than Nemo's? At least I can hold a tune. She needs some voice training is all. Wow. Yes, indeed, I should have brought it back. Brought it back. Brought it back. Brought it back. Gonna keep picking up some pawns, wondering if he's got the yawns.
Pegasus Sway.
And especially for subscribing for 57 months,
Pegasus Sway.
said. Porn lover.
Yes, we had figured on this. Knight, takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. We have to keep ignoring what's going on. It's a big bluff. Who's got this? Who's got this? Do I have to? It seems so. So I'm down nothing. keep forgetting what a slow game this is. So rook h5. Now I'm down a rook if he takes my piece, so I have to be careful. Be careful. Oh! Let's see what I was doing in that one, right? Let's just see what I was doing in that one. The world champion, Vasily Smyslov, has so many books written after him. What was I even considering in that position? That was like level 0. I talk about level 1 chess being aware of a plan, having a purpose, placing a piece with one idea minimum. Level 1 chess is placing a piece or making a move with at least one idea. Level 2 chess is keeping the opponent's idea in mind, and this prevents blundering pieces. That is key. If you keep the opponent's idea in mind, you will not blunder any pieces. So therefore, I was losing in this position massively anyway. Let's just take a look at where it went wrong. Did it go wrong with f4? It went wrong with this whole idea of taking on g6. I had to take on d7, I see, and remove some of the protections on the e5 square. Not a big fan of this particular position either. Alright, fair enough. Let's return to our regularly scheduled programming. Arsenal fan Richie is here. Is this true? Good morning, Paul. I apologize for not being here earlier. Missed you by 20. Actually, I only missed you by 1 minute. That's good. I'm glad. So do I have to pay for Blurp to give walk-ons on Kick? Or does Blurp just not work for Kick? Let's just consider this for a moment. Voxbot, set up in under 60 seconds. It contains open dashboard and here. There's a launch sale of 99 cents per month, $10 per month for Voxbot to get you default voices, the current plan of Voxbot TTS, which works across all platforms. How can I get a refund if I don't like it? Oh, if I request a refund within 7 days, that's fascinating. Let's do a Evan Jabade. Let's return to our touchscreen and let's just make these moves the way we're supposed to. Now with d3, I assume bishop g5 is the main idea. Let's get our king out of the center. And I believe this draw offer is very, very ill-timed. Now I have a very serious threat here if he doesn't see it. He did not see it, so therefore we're going after his bishop pair. In that position, players play a4 and a3 in order to prevent their bishops from being taken. Oh no, sir. Not sure what you thought you were doing on that move, but it went by Yeah, that was awkward. Did I get my 3 points? I did, but how? Best way to avoid someone profiting from a berserk against you is to lose within 10 moves and they only get 2 points. So premium voices, I'm still looking into this. Is it worth it, Paul? What do you think? Paul, relax. Take a breath. I want you to start playing the Terrace as black. I realize what's going on with your game, even though we talked about it maybe a long time ago. But basically, doing tactics, and I need your Chessable name. Message me on Chessable, if you can. If you can't, let me know. I am going to put you on a program, a strict training program. I'm going to look at it. Probably, I'm going to guess that his name on Chessable, what do you think? Is Paul 1E4? And I may already be following him. I open it up. Find. Either doesn't have an account or their settings don't allow you to view their page, which is possible. He's kind of a private guy. I could see that. Wouldn't even want you to know his first name. I understand that, but I'm saying that I want you to gain a couple hundred rating points by sharing the center for 1 month. I think you are bobbing and weaving when, let's just take it from the wrestling standpoint or from the sports standpoint, basically. You have to know, basically, how to hit the ball with a standard swing before you can start hitting the balls that are thrown with non-standard pitches. Basically just a straight pitch, you swing, standard swing. But then, as you get stronger, you will actually tackle the much more various pitches. And right now with knight f6, and the King's Indian has to go. We're too old for that. I'm not saying that it has to go, I absolutely believe that you should enjoy chess, and if you enjoy the King's Indian positions, you can wheel them out for special occasions. And those special occasions may be rare, basically, because what I'm asking you to do is to tackle newer and greater challenges. In order to take the next step to the next level. Your premium plan will be applied immediately after payment is completed. Foxbot. Taylor Swift in one row. RFK Jr.'s voice in another row. Elon Musk's voice in another row. Not sure they're selling me on this. Matthew McConaughey's voice in another row. Unlimited access to hundreds of AI voices. Neil Patrick Harris. This looks like Kim Kardashian. All right, now we have a game. We haven't seen Ron in some time, by the way. Oh, I could have just backed it up. Probably best backing it up. That's interesting. Is it worth it, though? It's probably not worth it, right? It does look intriguing to tear him apart like that. But no, we're going to go for the standard. Wow. Well, it was still there after all these years. I just had to get rid of this. Can't believe it was still there after all these years. Still the one. I feel like it's a we need to checkmate his queen as well while we're at it. He certainly did miss his chance, right? We're going to batten down the dark squares with some pawns. It's true. It's true. Want to get back to it. Can I bother him? So can I bother him? So
Lord X-Ebe.
Said. Hey Legend Network Wireless is lagging RN lol, I really love you content and I will to join your next stream with friends, add me on Discord Lord X53.
Lord X-Ebe.
Thanks for following.
Two pieces for a rook. Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. But it looks like I'm getting it, so getting it, so.
Now words.
Said.
Lord X1 EIB sus.
Oh no, oh no. Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Hmm. Actually, I'm attacking his rook. I forgot that I'm attacking his rook. This is like spring cleaning. Spring cleaning, spring cleaning. Can't get a pawn made out of this, folks. I cannot get a pawn made out of this. It's a bummer, but I cannot get a pawn made out of this. I was looking for the pawn mate, but I just couldn't keep it. Ron is the better player. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Very white. Hold on, I'll close this blind here. Did not realize that the sun had come up. I usually stream before the sun rises. Before the sun rises. So the World Series of Poker has canceled their Cyprus event. And the World Series of Poker is very mindful about people, A, being able to travel to their destinations, and B, the safety of their members. Guess what? FIDE does not really think much about. 8 strongest players in the world other than Gukesh? No problem. Harm's way? No problem. Let's put them all on the Buddy Holly Express. Is my rating really 1964? How appropriate. 20 years before I began teaching chess. Let's see what Blackham is up to. I don't think he's an international master. However, so right now, who has the more active pieces? Seems like a very symmetrical position with a couple of nuances each. One, white does not have a fianchettoed bishop. Two, white's queen is on the second rank, which allows for rook on f to d1. Those two differences are very intriguing. If the knight on f6 were to move, then knight to c6 would be a planned event. And I knew this was coming to a great extent, and we did not. I still feel like knight to c6 is almost a valid move, but it's not really. So white is accepting the loss of his pawn structure here. Bishop takes, queen g5 is not available. I don't think there's anything to think about here. Ariel Zamora is the player I'm worried about, since he beat me in the first round, or I beat myself. I literally think I just lost. Playing an avant-garde opening, just a little too avant-garde. I feel like which is the best rook to oppose this one? Yeah, I think so. And this is the reason, if the other rook were to be on the board, the other rook would be going to c6. But perhaps rook on f to d8, rook to d6 would have been okay if the rook were on c2 going to c6. I don't know if that was really even necessary. We could have brought our king closer. Might have been better just to try to get the space on the queen side. We don't have the standings in these events that we should have. Type private notes here. I think this game is going to end in a draw. LC34 is in the house. This is what I wanted to see. The training begins. Keep him cut off. He is determined as he walks toward the rook. Don't tell me that Candle berserked. And now we step our king up. We've got the funnel. Oh no, I wouldn't have done that funnel. But yeah, just avoid the... He's literally just going to run him out of time because he... Yep, this is the problem with berserking. You had to beat your opponent. You could not berserk and expect them to just shake hands with you. Good work, LC. Let's return to Ariel Zamora versus Black IM. They're not allowed to capitalize that M, by the way. Somebody may have gotten away with it before the naming conventions changed, but even though white has the worst pawn structure here, I did mention how we should not get into a position I need both of these players to make it 4 minutes so I can stay in first place, right? Ariel Zamora is desperately trying to catch up with me. Let's just see what it is again. 4 to 5. I mean, there's a chance I could win in 2 minutes or less. There's also a chance that I cannot. Oh, is it Ron Hay who's keeping us from being paired? No, Ron Hay is playing LC. This is what I want to see. There are 12 players in this mess. Evan disappeared after our game. I don't understand why. From France. I don't know where that person is from in France. I could try to track it down. But I don't want them to give up. That is the tricky part. The ghost of chess. What happened to the ghost of chess? The ghost of chess lost to Black IM. I feel terrible about that. So if you've not checked out the amazing power of Chess Informant, what happened in the League Cup? What happened in the League Cup final? This was 2 minutes ago. At least I got Paul's message. What is the over and under acceptable limit for not seeing someone's message or seeing someone's message late? And why does YouTube present the whole command in reverse? Why does it do that best? Manchester City, oh, I'm so sorry. Not unlike Arsenal fan. I am also an Arsenal fan. I don't know why. So the Ghost of Chess is an impressive Catalan player. Discovery on the bishop. Should be winning this game. Throw in the checkers. Without a reason to love. I think, yeah, bishop to f4, absolutely in the ballpark of I would like to win this game. We're up a pawn. All we need to do now is activate every last piece. Pushing this knight back to a better square is not the way. I'm going to say that again. We're creating a kingside weakness. Do not move pawns where you are weak. It will only cause you pain, grief, and sorrow later. And finally, now of course our advantage is at a minimum because they have so many active pieces. Well, and we're back in action again. Good, 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 good. B3 definitely is better. Battening down all of these hatches. Hatches here. Not sure what he wants to accomplish now. Black could have recovered his pawn, but he chose to keep going, bothering the things, and we had no choice but to capture with our queen, and now our king is in agony. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It was a one mover. Can we stop this mate in any way? Any way? I was trying to play check, then queen back. But it doesn't work. Queen to A8 check. We're still mated on G1. Boo! Did this really happen? So in this position we can set up a pawn mate. A pawn mate. Yeah, we can't checkmate with a pawn anymore. He's threatening rook takes G7 check. So if we are not careful, this doesn't do anything because he has this pawn here. Has this pawn here. So there was a pawn mate in there. Namaste, everyone. And he held off Ariel Zamora. I can't believe it. Nicely done. We're going to go to my favorite young entertainer, who's still streaming, I hope. Who's still streaming, I hope. I have no idea what she is doing, but please enjoy, please enjoy, please enjoy. I must run. I have chess camp. Looking forward to a teaching day. Teaching day.